I'm not a pro designer. So if you came here for pro designer advice, you should click away. Hey guys, I'm Matthew and this is a series where I make a web design related video every day for 25 days. This is video 20. This is video 20. Hey guys, I'm Matthew and this is a series where I make a web design related video every day for 25 days. This is video 23. How to make a pop-up for your WordPress website. So this is the website that we're going to make the pop-up on. And it'll be a time delay pop-up, so it'll come up on the screen after about 10 seconds of somebody scrolling through the site. I'm also going to show you how to make it a clickable pop-up. So like in this button, if someone clicks this button, there will then be a pop-up that pops up on the website. So I'm going to log into my WordPress website by going to the URL and typing in login. Alright, so quick way to log into your website. If you didn't know, I'll type in my information and then we'll look at my dashboard. Okay, I'm on my dashboard. I'll go to plugins and click add new plugin, and then go to the search bar and type in Popup Maker, and the one that we're going to choose is the one made by Popup Maker. So I'll type in Popup Maker. There's it, Popup Maker. This one's made by Popup Maker, so we'll install that. I'm using WordPress offline, so these installs take long sometimes. Then I'll click activate. Now I can click on settings to open up Popup Maker, or I can just go on the left and then click all pop-ups to look at all pop-ups. This is one I made not too long ago when I was testing it, but today we're going to make a new one, so we can click on create new pop-up there. This name is not going to be seen by anyone. This is just for us. This is so that we can organize the pop-ups that we make. I'll call this one get directions. Get directions 2. And this will be the title that's actually going to be displayed on the pop-up. And for that, I just want to get directions. Maybe get directions now. Over here, I'm going to say get directions to Dylan's Coffee. There's a plane flying over. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Get directions to Dylan's Coffee, because this is Dylan's Coffee website. Get directions to Dylan's Coffee now. And we'll put an exclamation mark there. And so that's going to be the text inside of the pop-up that people are going to see, but we also want to add a button. So there's many things you can do here. You can paste some HTML to make a button, which I'll link below if you want to do that. I'll link some HTML below in the description under this video that you can paste in the section to make a button, or you can add an image. You can add an image of a button, which you can then link to whatever you want to. I'm going to do the image. Again, if you don't have a button image, I'll link some below that you can download. Very simple images. Let me see, add media, and I've got some button images here. I'll use this one and click insert to post. That's white, so you can't see it yet. In the pop-up you'll see it because the background of the pop-up I'm going to make black. And this is a button that says get directions, and it's huge right now, so I'll just make it smaller. And I want all of this to be in the middle of the pop-up, so I'll highlight it and click align center. And do the same with the button. Sometimes it's hard to highlight the button. I'm just going to do it like that. Align to center. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try again. I'll highlight both. Align to center. There we go. Cool. And then there's some options at the bottom that you definitely want to look at. So firstly, trigger. How is it going to open? This one is going to be a time delay. So this will pop-up, this specific pop-up I want to work as people are scrolling through the website. I don't want them to have to click on anything for this to occur, so I'll click add new trigger here and change it to time delay. Prevent pop-up from showing to visitor again using a cookie. I don't want to do that right now because I'm testing and I'm making this video, so I'm going to unclick that. But the way that works is you can disable the pop-up. So once the pop-up comes up and someone closes it, you don't really want it to pop up again like a minute later or something. Generally, sometimes you want it to pop up a day later, 2 days later, an hour later. You can do all of that by making a cookie here in this section. And then, so if I click add here, I can then paste in the cookie name here, the cookie that I made. Let's say the cookie kicks in once someone closes the pop-up and it's for 1 hour, and I put the name of that cookie here, then that's how it's gonna work. It's going to show up again in 1 hour once the cookie expires. So this you definitely want to change. This is for the time delay that we made. For the time delay pop-up that we're making, we get to control how long someone scrolls through the website before they see this pop-up. Definitely shouldn't be immediate, because you know it's gonna look like an ad that you instinctively close probably. But also not too long, not like 2 or 3 minutes, because most people's not gonna see the pop-up, because most people are not gonna be on your website for 2 to 3 minutes probably. I'll set it for 10 seconds, but you can keep going like that, which I won't do. And click add. I won't make a cookie. Targeting, choose a condition so you can disable this pop-up on mobile, which you want to do sometimes if your pop-up is of a particular structure. So, and I'll show you the structure in a moment, but there's some things that you can do with the pop-up that'll make it look strange on mobile and kind of unusable on mobile in my experience. And if it's unusable on mobile, it really shouldn't be displayed on mobile, so then you can disable it here. You can also control on which page you want it to be, if you want it to be on a specific page. I don't, so I'm not going to change anything here. I'll click on display and you can control where it comes up, like the top, for instance. I think it's quite popular, but we're going to leave it on center for now. And in display, there's lots of other options that you can mess with. I'm going to go to appearance, and over here this is going to be the look. What does the pop-up look like? What does the colors look like and the sizes? And to give you a better example of that, I'll save this draft so that we can see what it looks like now by looking at the preview. This is what the pop-up looks like when it pops up after 10 seconds. And this is really bland, I think. It doesn't match the website at all. So if I close that and go back and change the theme to Hello Box, for instance, which I've customized before, I think, and now save it and now preview it, it'll look a bit different. So here it says get directions, and the button here doesn't actually do anything because I didn't link the button to anything. I'll close this and you'll see that there's lots of different default themes here, but if you want that to look a specific way, like as I said, more matching to your brand or your website, color palette, font style, you can click customize this theme, and then you go to an editor of sort, and this is what the pop-up is going to look like. You get to control the overlay around the pop-up, control the color of that overlay. I'll leave it on black, and the padding between the pop-up container and the text, you get to mess with that. Let's make it like that. And then border radius you get to change. I'll leave it like that. It's the corners. Background, to change the color of the background behind the text, which I'm not going to mess with. Border, you can make the border thickness a bit less or more. I think it was fine as it was before. Don't need to change the border color really. Or maybe let's make it something like that to match the kind of coffee look, coffee style. Just a bit more. And drop shadow, I'm not going to play with drop shadow because I don't need it, but to make you see it a bit more, I'm going to make the opacity 100% and then offset the horizontal position. So there you can see the shadow. I do think that looks really cool, but like I said, I don't need it for the situation. So I'm going to reduce the opacity to 0. Or I can just reset these values to 0. And then we look at title. You can control the font of the title, the boldness, the size of the font, the color of the font, the alignment. We definitely want center alignment. Content. This is now controlling the font style of the text, which I'm not going to mess with. There's a close. So this is what I was talking about with the mobile. If I change the position of this close button to like there, let's say, it looks, again in my opinion, it looks really good on desktop. Like if I have the button looking like this, for instance, I think that looks good on desktop, but sometimes on mobile, this way, this position of the close button, you can't really reach it. It's a bit off the screen. Sometimes it's half off the screen, it's hard to close, and sometimes you can't close it, which becomes a big problem because then it keeps on like every time they load into the website, it keeps on popping up and they don't know how to close it, which is of course not what you want. So I'll click update and then click on all pop-ups, and I'll open this one again, and there's no link here, so I highlighted the image now. Like I said, it's a bit hard to highlight sometimes, there's it. And then I can click insert link, but I don't have a link yet, so I'm gonna go back to the website and then copy this link that's in here, copy link address, and then I'm gonna click insert link there. Not sure why that, okay, there's it. I'll paste that link in there and then click apply, and that's pretty much it. I'm about to publish, but there's still some settings here. If I go to size, I can make the pop-up take up less of the screen, so I'll click save and we'll look at the preview. It takes up a huge portion of the screen, even though it's little information, and you can see the button works. But I don't want it to take up that much of the screen, so I'll reduce the size to 40%. And in animation, you can control the way that it pops up. It does pop up with a fade or with like a bounce animation or slide. Not gonna mess with that. Sounds, I don't need an opening sound. There's another plane flying past. Position, I like the position at the middle. I'm not sure why there's multiple places to adjust the position. Okay, the plane's getting really loud.
A few moments later.
In the advanced section, you can disable the overlay entirely, or you can just make the overlay like 1%. or 0% in the theme editor. Stackable, this enables other pop-ups to remain open. This will disable automatic repositioning of the pop-up on window resizing. I never use this. Any of this, I've never needed to, but I haven't made that many pop-ups yet. Feel free to mess around with these features though. In the close tab, this is something that I like updating because I don't want the close button to be there immediately. I first want people to look, like, otherwise it's really easy to close it instinctively, like it's an ad, like I mentioned before. If there's a close button there, just immediately, why would people read it? So I delayed that by 1.5 seconds. I think that's what that is. Form submission. So you can also make a form pop-up, which I'm not making. And in that case, you can mess around with the form submission setting. Pop-up to close when users click on overlay. I don't need any of this. Click advanced. Disable automatic retrigger of the pop-up button on. Don't need that either. Okay, so I'll publish the pop-up. So now it's live. Now other people are going to see it. If I click on preview, this is what it looks like. I don't need to click on preview though because it's live. I can just go to the actual website and start scrolling, and the pop-up should come up in a couple seconds. I'm scrolling, I'm clicking on stuff, and the pop-up comes up. Get directions now, and the close button was delayed. Get directions to Dylan's Coffee now. Okay, what's this? I'll click on it and it works. And now if I close it, it'll pop up the next time I come to the site, unless I had a cookie, which will delay it by 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 days, 1 month, however long I want. I also said that I'm going to show you how to do pop-up and click. So what I'll do is I'll click on all pop-ups and then create new pop-up, and this is going to be a click pop-up, and it's also going to say get directions. Directions to Dylan's Coffee now, exclamation mark, and I'll add media here, and I'll link that, and also make this a bit smaller, and I'll align everything to the center, same as before. Pop-up title is going to be get directions. Yeah. This one is going to be click to open, and I'll disable that for now. I'll click add. Adding the class to an element will trigger to open once clicked. Additionally, you can add additional CSS selectors below for more. So I can copy this code here to add as the class to an element, so that it can work when someone clicks on an element. And I'll show you how that works and what that is in a sec. Let's just look at the advanced tab. Do not prevent the default click functionality. I'm gonna mess with that. I'll click add. Cool, now let's make sure that we know how this works. Let's click publish, and this is not going to just randomly pop up. We need to go to one of our pages. I'll click edit with Elementor because I'm using Elementor. And I'll go to this button and remove this link. Instead I'll go to advanced and CSS class and then paste that there. Close my pop-up. Let's go back, pop-up 581, and we can already see that it's working. I'll click publish and go back to Elementor, exit to WordPress and exit again, and I'll go here and then click on directions, and this should make that second pop-up come up. Yep, works. Excellent. And again, if you want to change the theme of that new pop-up, you can do that pretty easily if you click edit here and go down to display and then click appearance and then change the theme. Let's make it hello box also. Let's update that and then go back to the site and click there. There it is. Thank you for watching. If you're still around, then please subscribe and like the video if you like the video. Other than that, I'll see you soon. So stay tuned.